It's this morning's GMA On Call. Americans consume 156 pounds of sugar per person each year. For the first time, the American Heart Association has published guidelines on added sugar. It's everywhere in our diet, and our chief medical editor, Dr. Tim Johnson, is here to sound the alarm.
Good word.
So it's affecting everything in your body. Obesity, which leads to...
Well, I refer to sugars as the triple threat, the triple trouble. First of all, they greatly increase your calorie intake. Secondly, they have absolutely no nutritional value of any kind. And thirdly, they displace healthy foods. You eat sugars and you don't want to eat anything else. You're satisfied. So it's the worst possible kind of food, to be very blunt about it.
And we're finding it in everything, as we know, under a lot of exotic names.
If you go to a food label, what you want to do, excuse me, is look for words like this. Sugar, well, that's pretty obvious. Corn syrup, fructose, dextrose, molasses, cane syrup. Those are all sugars.
Right. Corn syrup is
big one,
sugar.
Big, absolutely.
All right. The result of it is that we're eating how much a day and how much we should be eating by
Well,
comparison?
if we look at the pile, the average intake of added sugar, that is sugar that you add as you're processing or cooking food or at the table, the average is 21 teaspoons a day.
21?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Heart Association is saying it should be 7.5 teaspoons a day, 6 for women, 9 for men.
So cut
about
it,
a third of
yes,
what they
cut it to a third.
Yep, absolutely.
And sodas are a giant culprit because they give you a whopping dose.
Yes, single biggest source of added sugar in our diets, 10 to 12 teaspoons, almost double what they recommend in just one can of soda.
So one can of soda, and you have maxed out, more than maxed out what you should be doing every day.
Yes. And I'll point out 14 to 18-year-old boys consume about 35 teaspoons a day with all the sugary drinks.
All the added.
Yeah, 35. That's
sodas.
What is that? 5 times as much as they're recommending.
Right. So give us some tricks for drinking other things, eating other things.
Well, there's, of course, the best trick is plain old water, right?
Sometimes it's hard.
Sorry about that. It is hard, although you get used to it after a while and you don't crave the other stuff. But you can take something like seltzer and add a little dash of orange juice maybe. You can take plain water and add a little fruit slice, herbal teas. So you can take basically what amounts to plain water and jazz it up a little bit so it tastes better without getting all that sugar in it.
And you've got cereal there
because that's the other main source of sugar, especially in kids' diets. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Well, just take a hard look at it. I guess even if you just cut out half of what you're doing, you've already...
Big improvement. Cut down your risk for heart disease, stroke, all the other diabetes,
Yeah, and I remember you saying after a while, a matter of weeks, you will not miss it. So.
And the phrase to keep remembering with sugar is 2 words, empty calories. A lot of calories, and they're worthless.
All right. Thanks to Tim.